All right, you all. Good evening. I didn't schedule this live, but I thought I'd check in with you guys and see how everybody's doing. If you want to chat, come on in there and chat with me tonight, especially you deer hunters. Is anybody out there? Hello, Eric. Ricky. Hello. I just thought I'd come on here this evening. Ain't done a live in a while, and just checking in, see how you folks are doing. I've been working on the house, fixing some old underpinning and all kind of different stuff, laying cinder blocks and running water lines and all kind of stuff. What's everybody else been doing? Ricky, what you been doing? Eric, what have you all been doing? I know one thing, I'm sure glad this cold weather come along. The weather has turned about 10 degrees colder. I hear you, brother. I got up the other morning and went outside to continue my work on the house, and I went back inside and put my long sleeve shirt on. Been raining where you're at? We ain't had no rain in the last 5 or 6 days now. Yep. I done built me a brand new blind, Eric. And if you watched that video last year where I missed that big old buck, I horn hunted last year. You all never killed a deer, okay? Never killed a deer. So I shot at the muzzleloader, and I judged the distance, what I thought was around 50 yards. And I guess I shot under the deer. I was shooting straight up the mountain, and apparently I shot underneath that deer. But anyway, it happens. But I got the new blind built, the top on it. Got me an old stadium chair crammed back in there so I can have something to sit on besides the ground. Any of you other people out there, do you all build yourself blinds in the woods, or you hunt out of the tree stands, or how do you do it? You bow hunt. Okay. Yep, I bow hunt too. I've got a longbow, a 45-pound longbow. I love that thing. It's deadly. If I could just hit something with it, it'd be even more deadlier. I do a lot of that too, Eric. I don't like sitting around too long, but I tell you what, in the mountains, if you don't drive to the top of a mountain and then get out and still hunt, you got to walk to the top of a mountain and still hunt. And I like to walk to the tops of the mountains, but I tell you what now, boys and girls, it's getting a little bit harder. When's the season come in for you all, Eric and Ricky? I guess these early seasons will come in for kids and bow hunting, and they'll have a couple days for just youth only hunting. Okay, you're in Virginia, so you know all about it. Good old Wise County. You seen any big deer? I've been seeing some pretty good sized bucks. And right now they're still running around together. I'll tell you what I done the other day too, Ricky. I'd never had a range finder. And I decided I'd check and see. I'm gonna check my muzzle loader out and see where the best range is and what where the limitations is on that thing. Of course, I've shot muzzle loaders all my life, but I just decided I'd never had a range finder. I bought the cheapest one I could find. It'll go out to 1,000 yards. I just had it out there in the mountain a while ago, seeing how it functioned at dusk, and it worked pretty good. So I'm gonna do a review on it here in a day or two. So I finally winded up my little old bitty garden I had planted out here in front of the house. Got some pretty good tomatoes off of it, about a bushel of tomatoes off of 4 plants. And I had several cucumbers, so it done pretty good there when it rained and I watered it. What kind of muzzle loader do you have, Eric? I just got an old flintlock I built. What's going on, buddy, up in New York? What are you doing? Never can remember your name. You seen any big deer? Oh, you got an ice gun, Eric. Did you build it or did you buy the thing already made? That's who Uncle Sasquatch likes to deal with. You gonna tan your hide this year? Anybody out there gonna tan their hides? I got a tan one's hide this year. I've done run out of buckskin. Wow. Can't beat that. Yeah, tan them hides. Learn how to do that. Make you some little moccasins or whatever you want to make out of it. I like to make shooting bags and all that kind of different stuff. My grandson's done inherited my hawking there, Eric. He ain't old enough to shoot it yet, but he's done inherited that gun, so I guess he'll be shooting that one now. It's a 54 caliber. Talking about something that'd knock an old deer down. Now that thing would. I killed several nice bucks with it. Of course, it was a cap buster now. Well, that'll work just as long as you get that deer on the ground, brother. My son, he hunts with that kind of gun. He lives up in Wisconsin. Big deer are. Why did you decide to switch over to the inline? Just more easier to load, or shot better? You had better luck with it. Eric, you need to come down here and skin some of these stinking bears in Bland County. Tearing up people's trash everywhere. I'm going to have to say the back straps. With some good old hot sauce on it. Hey, good to see you there, Ryan. I hope I'm reading your name right. Yep, I make the best jerky coming out of that backstrap. If I make somebody jerky, I'll make it out of the back straps and it just melts in their mouth. Oh yeah, put her in the crock pot. Man, now you can put it in one of them instant pressure cookers, and in like 45 minutes, that stuff will be just like it's been crock pot. Dan, did you eat any chicken of the woods? There's plenty of chicken of the woods out there right now. How many folks ever eat chicken of the woods? A mushroom. You ain't cut yourself on that knife, have you there, Dan? Better get her pretty quick. It'll get tough on you really quick. Get dried out too dry. It ain't no good. You need to look that mushroom up. That's one of the mushrooms that I do eat. I'm not really into mushrooms, but chicken of the woods is really a good mushroom. I got you. Probably a dead oak. It's where I usually find it, on dead oak limbs or dead oak trees. Yeah, Eric, you got to be careful when you're wild harvesting them things and get the right ones. I'm not an expert in mushrooms. I tell people that. People ask me all the time. No, I'm not. Them Moriels in the spring of the year, and the chanterelles, and chicken of the woods is about the only ones I do. Well, good, Ryan. I don't know which one I answered, but those are the mushrooms that I know. But I mix them with it. I mix them with scrambled eggs and things like that. I hear you, buddy. We can't hardly find a grouse around here to shoot no more. That's true, but you know them trees ain't started to rot yet, Mark. Them new trees ain't started to rot just yet because I cut a whole bunch of firewood last year. Yeah, most of them grow on old dead oaks. That's where I find them around here anyway. Squirrel season come in or be coming in, and I'll just be somewhere sitting there watching for a squirrel and see that chicken of the woods, and I'll just get some of it. I don't get gigantic bunches of it because we just don't eat it. But when I do, I like to put it in scrambled eggs or stir fry or something like that. Dan, you seen any big deer over there on the shooting range, or you got to shoot over top of them? Hey, rural prepper, what's going on? I believe you're new, aren't you? Dan, you seen any big deer or bear over there on the shooting range? Appreciate you commenting. Where are you from, rural prepper? Wow, that was a big old deer then. Well, you're way up there in the booger woods in Saskatchewan, Canada. Well, great day. Appreciate you watching. I got some friends that come up there and go hunting every once in a while. Well, buddy, you can come down here to the state of Virginia and find you a bear to see. I ship you some up to New York. Oh, you're asking me. You must have saw that jock itch video, brother. Wild honey in big amounts is just as bad as plain sugar because it's so concentrated. I rarely put it in anything anymore. And I definitely give up the sugar. I kid you not, guys. 100% change in the joints and definitely the jock itch. I'm going to, yes, sir. I sure am. No, it's Rural Prepper. It's definitely highly good for you if you're going to use sugar, especially if that stuff ain't been, you ain't filtered it and got all the good stuff out of it. It's got all of the vitamins and the minerals that God wanted it to have in it, so it's good for you. We just go overboard when we eat sugar. There's no question about it, or anything else, as far as that concerned. But sugar's one thing that I'll guarantee you, if you try to kick it, you'll have a problem. But you can do it if you want to live a healthier lifestyle. Quit being hungry all the time, for one thing. My Lord, I get up sometimes and fix my wife some breakfast, and I don't eat anything. I'll come in the afternoon, might eat a sandwich or something like that. So I've done lost about 25 pounds. And that's all just cutting out the sugar. That's it. I'm not starving myself to death, fasting all the time, or nothing, that kind of stuff. I just eat when I get hungry. And when you cut out that sugar, you won't have them spikes in your sugar spikes is what I call them. Well, we can buy pure honey around here too, Rural Prepper. There's lots of people around here that sell pure honey. Yep, you're in your early 50s. That's a good time to start doing it. There ain't no question about it. I'm in my early 70s, 72 to be exact. But I watched my dad suffer with all kind of different stuff, and finally cancer killed him. And there ain't no question in my mind that sugar had something to do with it because it feeds cancer. Yeah, the last quart I bought, Eric, cost me $21 at the flea market. I think I was over at, oh shoot, sorry about that. I can't think of where it was. Shot Tower, over where they have that flea market at Shot Tower. Y'all ever go to that flea market, Eric? I know Dan probably does. There's a man over there selling it, and I bought a quart of it. Yeah, it's very expensive. But if it ain't been, messed with, and the good and God's vitamins took out of it, that's the problem with, regular old sugar. There ain't no vitamins in it, and it's highly concentrated. So if you suffer with any types of itches like I was for years and years and years, and I finally figured it out. You get off of sugar. Sugar feeds jock itch or any other kind of itch, as far as that's concerned. Daniel Boone got shot from the shot tower. I don't never. Where'd you find that story at? Now I don't know the total history of that thing. I did go over there and go up in that thing one day. That's an amazing tower, and the way that they was making shot for the Civil War is what they were doing. Okay, that makes sense. So he ended up, in his later years there, Dan, he lived in Missouri. He moved out of West Virginia, where they lived up there next to Charleston, West Virginia, and I think he went back to Kentucky for a while, and then his son built that house out in Missouri, so they lived in Missouri. But they made a living off of hunting, and the book that I read about him, I can't remember the name of it, said they harvested maple syrup, made maple syrup, and sold that to make a living. So, guys, I'm running out of things to talk about, I guess. Anybody got any questions they'd like to ask me about deer hunting, bear hunting, turkey hunting, pheasant hunting, or anything else? Knife making, whatever. I will be doing some blacksmithing videos here in a few days. It's getting cool enough to get back in the forge now. When it's hot weather, man, a forge is a hot place to be working. Hey, Mark, I should have mentioned that, buddy. It's a bumper crop this year, a bumper crop. They ain't gonna have no problem finding them an acorn to eat. Eric, you need to get you one if you ain't got one. You need to get into blacksmithing. Did you get you a whole blacksmith shop, brother? Type your name in there just for a second so I can remember your. I know I sent you something. You ordered something from me. And do you use it? I got you. Forge is really simple to build. When I was over at Fort Boonesborough, Kentucky, over there at that that if you've ever been to Fort Boonesborough, because I'm like a Daniel Boone fan, I went over there a couple times, and their forge is just a pile of rocks with that big old bellows hooked to it. It's literally a pile of rocks is all it is. But that old blacksmith did a hammer and all kind of stuff out in it. Mike, that's right. I should have known that, Mike. Sorry about that, brother. Have you made any flint strikers yet, Mike? Or are you gonna make some flint strikers? I can sell them things fast as I make them. I need to do a little class on get somebody to learn how to do it so that I can pass this on to somebody because my kids aren't interested in it. But I need somebody that would like to learn how to do it and pass on that knowledge to them. I guess they ain't got time. They're raising their kids. So, Eric, that's just the way it is. I got interested in it because of Jim Bowie, just to be honest with you. I wanted an original Bowie knife that I made myself. And I knew that the only way to do that was to hammer one out. So, man, I made some messes before I ever learned how to make a knife. You'll do that when you're working with that kind of stuff. You'll make all kind of messes. I just throw them away and do something else. Still mess up. For heat treating knives, okay, that's good. Hey, Eleanor, what are you doing, sweetheart? I'm just sitting here chatting this evening. I was over your way just a few minutes ago at the tool store. There's a lot of them that's interested in it, but they're not Mike. They just don't. They don't live close to me. They live way out of state. But I know there's several internet inspirations that I've done. I just popped up, Eleanor. I'm just decided I'd come on here and chat a few minutes with people. I hadn't been on here doing it for a while. Like I said, I've been working on the house and working on the underpinning, the old 30-year-old underpinning. It was plastic and the wind blowing the holes in it, and kids knocked it full of holes, and I weed eated it full of holes, and I ended up working on about 90 foot of that stuff. I went to cinder blocks and metal. Well, thanks, Mike. Now, like I say, the only way I know to do it is just let people see it happening, and maybe it'll inspire somebody to learn. And it doesn't take a lot of tools to blacksmith. Really, this takes a hammer and if you can find an anvil, that'll come in handy. My first one was just a railroad rail until I could afford an anvil. Woodsman Dan. You're going to have to tell me who that is, Dan. I don't think so. Eleanor, I don't think so. Oh, Mr. Miller. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I know exactly who you're talking about. The leather man. I'm gonna have to get him to make me a holster for my 44 Magnum, Dan. I've been thinking about him. I need to go see him. I got a Super Blackhawk. I need a good holster made for. Hey Eric, that newer one that they got is definitely a good one for beginners. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. Now that old little short blue one, I wouldn't fool with it, but the newer one with the pointy end on it, it's definitely a good one. Yes, sir, he sure does. Or he lives right down the road here from me, Dan. I can just about see his house. Yeah, Eric, that's a good one. Sure is. I watched a man on the. I never hammered on one, but I watched a fellow doing a review about that anvil, and I mean he was hammering that thing wide open with a sledgehammer, and he wasn't busting it. Now I've got one from Vevor that they sent me. It's almost exactly like it, but they're cast steel. They're not cast iron. They're cast steel, and a lot of anvils are cast steel. Well, good, Megan. Uh, you can go through my videos and see which ones are still left on there. A lot of them got taken down, but I'm going to start doing some more of them. So if you just keep watching, I will be popping in there every once in a while with a wild plant video. But you can always email me and ask me questions and send me pictures. People do that all over the world. Literally, people from all over the world send me pictures wanting to know what a plant is in their native country. So I appreciate your husband watching. And yeah, medical stuff that you can get out of the woods that God made. I'm definitely into that kind of stuff. Definitely. Been doing it for years and years. I'm 72 years old. I've been doing it since I think I was about 40 when I first started. Thank God. I mean, God put that stuff out there for us to use. Use it. And it's pretty simple. One of the best ways to learn these things, Megan, I don't know just exactly where you're from, but find some old books written by the Indians that lived in that area And that's one of the best ways to find out how they used the traditional plants, what they used them for and how they used them, is find whatever Cherokee, Shawnee, whoever they was living in your area, find some of the original writings and books about those plants that they used. Go out one by one, find them in the forest, identify them, make sure that's what it is, read how they use them. That's exactly how I done it. Because way before we ever got here, the Indians was using the plants. Nope, he sure don't. Good, Michael. It's good for her. It helps her out. Yes, sir, Brother Mike. Yes, sir. Now, I don't know if they put them in the library in Bland, Virginia or not, but I literally give at least $1,000 worth of books away to that library. And a whole bunch of them was about herbal remedies. Okay, you're up there in the cold country. You got some really good plants up in that cold country, but you got almost the same stuff as we've got down here. Okay, Mark, good deal. Yeah, ginseng video is looking like it's going to do pretty good. The last one I done last year got 100,000 views on it. I think this one, the last time I looked, had 30-some thousand on it. Now, just because you donate books to the library, Dan, don't mean that they put them in there. They may have took them over there to the yard sale that they have at the Festival of Leaves and sold them. But now I literally, it took me 2 trips to take the books that I donated to that library. Yep, wild lettuce, stinging nettle. I use wild lettuce all the time. Stinging nettle, you can eat that stuff just like greens once you've boiled it. Just don't ever know what they got in mind over there. They're kind of a little bit wackio in the head over there now, Dan. It's a shame, Dan, what you can find to read over there in that library. Yeah. Yeah, I love my ramps. Yes, sir, Eric. Plantain is good. And I'll tell you something else right now that's blooming. It's Heal-All. It's like in the mint family. My wife, we was over there 3 or 4 weeks ago at Pipestem State Park with the grandkids, and she come outside of one of them buildings and got stung on the ankle by some kind of bee. And man, she said that thing was throbbing. I immediately went over there and yanked up a couple of them Heal-All plants, chewed them up, made a poultice and put it on that ankle and pushed it down on that ankle. 10 minutes later, she said, "Hey, that don't hurt. That thing don't hurt no more." But plantain will do the same thing. Just about any green thing, it's not poison, will do the very same thing. Dandelions, jewelweed's one of my favorites. Jewelweed will get rid of just about any bug bite that you get on you. Bee stings, especially. If you'll put jewelweed to a bee sting as soon as you get it, the acid in that stuff will kill that bee sting. But you all have seen my cabinets in there before on live. I've got a cabinet full of herbal remedies. Of course, the big shots in the drugstores don't like it when you talk about it, but what poor people don't know that they're just being ripped off and charged, ridiculous prices for stuff. It probably don't do them no good anyway. But, sometimes that stuff has a placebo effect on you. You didn't have to put the EpiPen to yourself, did you, Mark? When you get especially stung around the face or the head, I know people, if they don't have an EpiPen, will die if they don't go to the hospital. They'll literally die. In my family, some of them. Yeah, they're nasty critters. Good, Mark. Good. So far this year in these nasty woods, I haven't seen any rattlesnakes. Anybody seen any rattlesnakes? I seen a whopper last year I seen several of them laying in the road, but I seen a big one up on the Wolf Creek Mountain last year. That dude was around 6 foot long and bigger than my arm. Bigger than my arm right here. Big old snake. Yeah, we've had a nice little cold snap, Michael. Yes, sir. You better believe it. I'm tickled to death. I've been working outside for a month, and man, when it gets hot, I just don't function too good anymore. When I was up there at West Point, Mike, 1976, I believe it was, or 75. We was there training the cadets for their field training, teaching them how to shoot and all kind of stuff. They was rattlesnakes all over that place up there in them mountains. Now, I've heard that. Well, I guess they're endangered because somebody killed them, because I know good and well we killed them. Because we digging foxholes up there. I don't know if you know where Camp Popolopum is. There's a lake up there called Lake Popolopum right there beside of West Point. Oh, he was taking them butter bars, I call them, all through them mountains up there, teaching them how to dig foxholes and everything else. Man, there's snakes all over the place. I hear you, brother. Rural prepper. You live up north, though. Great day. I don't guess you got no snakes crawling around up there in Canada, do you? They're protected down here too, Mike. If they catch you killing a snake, it don't need killed. They'll put you in the jailhouse. Want to throw away the keys. Just about any snake. If it's not threatening you, you better not kill it. You better not put him in the skillet and fry him up. You know, Lake Popolopum was a really good place to go fishing too, Mike. We do not have moose. No, sir, we don't have it. Now they reintroducing the elk here, but we do not have moose. Now you might not be talking to me neither. You might be talking to the prepper. Well, we need to send you some rattlesnakes up there to Saskatchewan. Let them things start crawling around and growing. Well, it's about, Mike, I think it ain't about 50 miles from New York City because we had to drive through New York City. Can you kill them, Mike? Or do they let you shoot them? Or all right, you all. I've held you in here long enough, I think. All right, Dan. Appreciate you coming in there and watching tonight and chatting with me. So, you all, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate everybody that come and talk to me tonight, and we'll do it again in a few days. And so I guess I'll just go ahead and say so long for now. So thanks everyone. I really appreciate it so very much. See you, Eleanor, if you're still in there, girl. Good night, everyone.